In previous tutorials, I've shown how to install the SportTrax program. I've shown how to combine individual segments and make a continuous segment for a single day. We're going to finish up with the tutorial and show how to display multiple days on a map. So we'll continue essentially from where we left off on the previous tutorial. At this point, I am continuing to combine the individual segments within a day to make day-long segments. When this part is completed, then we will show how to utilize those combined segments. Okay, and I've combined each of the tracks for the separate days, going back to on this. On Monday, went from Chadron up to Billings, Billings to Cutbank, Cutbank through the Glacier National Park on going to the Sun Road, ending up in Caspial. Thursday, Caspial down to Gardner, the north entrance of Yellowstone. Friday, driving through Yellowstone. Saturday, more Yellowstone. Picking up the 19th, going from Old Faithful down to Jackson Lake in the Grand Tetons. More in the Tetons. Jackson Hole to Salt Lake City. Driving around Salt Lake City, Antelope Island in the Great Salt Lake. Then from Salt Lake to Dillon, Colorado, and then back home. But back to our daily activities, we see on Sunday the total distance traveled was 549 miles. We drove for 13 hours and 42 minutes at an average speed of 40 miles per hour. So we have that information for each of the days of that week. And then the weekly total is also listed. So that first week we drove 2,275 miles. If we click on the next Sunday, we will have the same type information. And on that week it was 1,749 miles. And if I scroll down, since that was essentially the last week of our trip, we can look at the July totals, and we see that I have 4,043 miles. So essentially that was the length of our trip. I had July 10th on here, which wasn't part of the trip, but only had about 30 miles on it. Okay, next what I want to do is show how to get a trace of the entire trip onto this map. So I'll go back to the activity reports mode, and start on the 12th, and I'm going to select all of the days. And then I'll go to Edit Activity, and then Send 13 Activities to Routes View. Note that it's got shaded on the Join Activities because it spans more than 18 hours. So we'll send these to the Activities view. This will take a while depending on the speed of your computer and other things that's going on, but this will map the entire trip. It's difficult to know when this thing is through. What I found is if I do the um, task manager and look at the CPU activity, if I'm running about 50% activity, I know that it's still doing the computations. And as it goes through this, it's going to be placing the tracks. We can see some of these. We will stop running the script. No, we won't stop running the script. But we have up in this area, we can see it's plotting some of them. Each of those days will be coming out in a different color. So this color right here is one of the days. And the beginning and end of each of those segments is shown by this little Pac-Man symbol. Okay, we saw how long that took. Sometimes it's even taken a lot longer than that, but we have the different colored segments through here. Down at the bottom, for me anyway, it's fairly worthless information. It shows the elevation of the different segments, but they don't line up end to end. They all start at this same point. They have the color coding of where they start, but they're going to get mixed up. You won't be able to tell which one is which as you're looking through those. I think one of the features of this is you can simulate driving this on the Google Earth maps, so it looks like you're actually flying by. I haven't gone ahead and tried to figure out how that feature works. I'm really not that interested in it, but it looks like it's pretty neat. Other things that we need to point out, if we go to the settings, I have this set up so the day of the week starts on Sunday on the maps. For some reason, by default, they start out on Monday. If you don't like Monday, this is where you can change it to Sunday, and you can do some customization at this point. This shows the plugins. We've got the Apply Routes plugin, and we note that it says an update is available. However, don't update the thing because the updated one doesn't work, and it's difficult to get it uninstalled once it gets put in. At least I've had a lot of difficulty with that. So still use the old one. Don't do the update on that. I hope you found this tutorial informative and interesting, and if you wish to try it on your own, I wish you the best of luck.